Yo, I don't have a script for this, but I'm just gonna start doing a edit as I usually would, just to kind of give you guys a little show of what I do. I would normally do display capture, but I'm just gonna do the Audacity capture right now, so you're not gonna see it, but I have my edit points off to the left, most likely. Gonna be fun, so we'll see how this goes. Let me just pull those up. You'll notice that I've already pulled in the audio, and basically when I listen to each before I do anything, I increase the volume so it's very loud, and I listen to each individual voice and then wait for someone to stop speaking, but like listen to like the quote unquote silence. And if it's still very noisy, then I do noise removal. But since we switched to Zencastr, that's not really been an issue because it does an automatic layer of noise removal. So I will say that if you want to do noise removal, go back to the notes that I had previously given you. But as it stands, the audio has been quite clean because of the Zencastr filters, so that's not been as much of a concern. But we can talk more about that later. Feel free to ask me about that in the future. So let me find that list. Unless I made it up. Okay, so I have a list of a couple edit points. They're not that intense. But long story short, I think I've mentioned this to you guys, and I don't know if all of you do this, but I personally find this to be the easiest way. When I go to the gym, I just listen to the audio kind of raw. Like again, this isn't exactly raw because I've done some compressor on this and the like, so that the levels are more similar. But I go to the gym and then I just listen and write down edit points. This makes it so I don't have to listen very intensely when I'm doing the edit. It makes it so it's very easy. But what I do is I actually do the edits backwards, because if you do the edits forwards, the edit points that you write down time-wise won't work anymore because you'll have removed time or added time. And I know that sounds like obvious, but it's not obvious when you're doing it until like you've thought about it. So the first thing I have here is that the ending's somewhere around 109.46. So let me get in on that. And again, these times were written at the gym, so they're not entirely accurate, but it doesn't take much to find them really.
Later.
Okay, so that was basically correct. I also tend to hit these buttons so that I can kind of see all the waveforms together unless I'm doing like a closer edit. This makes it so it's easier to just tell where things end when you're doing like very like broad cuts. Wait, is this last one a voice or? Oh no, that's just me saying cool.
Cool.
So we can go before that. And I know there's a shortcut for select all after, but I forget what it is, so I tend to just zoom back out and do it in this manner. Okay, so at 50:45, there's a sneeze.
They must dig, and if they need to sleep, they must hold a rope with a rock above their heads to train their alertness. Gon is very bad at this, and Kilo is good at it because he...
Maybe I lied. It's probably that spot a little bit before where there's a pause beforehand.
Need to sleep, they must hold... sorry.
Okay, so I'm going to listen for some context to see.
It tells them to go back to Masadora, but in a straight line. They must dig, and if they need to sleep, they must hold...
And if they need to sleep.
They must dig, and if they...
Okay, cool. So I say, and if they need to sleep. So let me just check that.
And if they need to sleep, they must hold...
Okay, yeah, that's about the right place. So the way that sounds now is...
Straight line. They must dig, and if they need to sleep, they must hold a rope with a rock above their heads to train their alertness.
I got rid of too much. Because I think...
And if they need to sleep, they must...
No, actually, that's the right... Okay, cool. So from 36:40 to 37:29, there's a break. Usually these are much longer, but this time we were kind of just going straight through.
IR stuff.
Okay, yeah.
Factors.
So 37:29. Okay, yeah, that looks about right. There's probably a little bit of stuff beforehand, but we'll find out.
All right.
Okay, there is. Cool. Well, no, there isn't. Okay, and so now what I do is I take the second half and I control exit, then I go further and then paste it back in, so there's a spot between them. And now there's something at 3410 that just says Hisoka Hisoka, so I'm wondering what the fuck that's about, but it's probably something I said. Yeah, it looks like it is.
Being called up by a mysterious person who is revealed in the next issue to be Hisoka, some
Motherfucker. Okay, so I'm gonna fucking do something obnoxious right now just to correct myself, but I'm pretty much just gonna say who is Crollo. Okay, so let's get a closer look at where that is.
scene of a shirtless Hisoka being called up by a mysterious person who is revealed in the next issue to be Hisoka summoning him.
Okay, so it's right here.
Hisoka.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to generate silence, and the default setting is it does the exact amount of space you already have there, so that's not going to fuck that up. I'm going to go to the beginning of this, and I'm going to hit record. This is going to sound bad because I'm using a different mic on purpose. Crollo.
Summoning him.
Okay, it's slightly misaligned, so I'm going to move that.
Crollo summoning him.
Oh, okay. It seems like I might have included some of the ka, but
to be Crollo summoning.
Okay, so let's see. Okay, so I'm going to generate more silence there.
To be Crollo summoning him.
Okay, and now the next edit point is much earlier. It's apparently, actually I could actually just put this in directly, just because I like keeping the audio tracks lower, but at the same time, like, this is so obviously a different noise that I'd rather not do that. Maybe. Let's see. Okay, so how long is this? You can tell how long something is by the stuff at the bottom right here, if you have it marked as length as opposed to end. This is 0.507 seconds. So I will control C that, and then I will demarcate here saying that it's exactly 0.507. So I might have to zoom in to get a closer look, but right now I'll just try it this way. 507. Okay. Yeah, I might have to get in a closer look. Also, it might actually just go over the bounds. Oh, no, we're good. Okay, so let me do this again with a slightly different calculation. So 441, if I get a tight bound. So 441. Okay, cool, that works. Then I'm just gonna put that in, and then I'm gonna get rid of this audio track because I don't like having the excess stuff unless it's like a significant one of longer length. So
Crollo summoning him.
Okay, so the next one is very early. It's the 340. It says pause awkwardness. So I have a feeling probably I said something weird, and then everyone's like, all right, cool. Oh yeah, I can kind of already see a space here. Oh fuck, I'm zooming in. I was like, why is it looking more and more like vibrations?
Yeah, a little bit afterwards, yeah.
Enter women's prison.
Yeah, I can see why people didn't say anything for a bit.
Afterwards, yeah.
Enter women's prison.
Okay.
Alrighty. So the episode.
Now it just sounds like you guys are correcting for my awkwardness much faster. Okay. So it looks like there was a bad start that was done, so I'm just going to have to cut around some bad initial stuff. So it says bad start ends at 142, so starts at 142?
Right. So last time we watched as Gon and Killua.
Oh, okay. I'm going to have to listen for more context because it sounds like there might have been something beforehand. Oh, 125 to 142. Okay, so let me
finally entered Great Island. Time we watched awesome. So last time we
Okay. So now finding the corresponding so last time about here.
so last
Okay, so now let me go a bit further back and see what we hear.
Patrick.
Joe.
Sarah.
Yeah, when there's a pause that long, I often cut that too. Honestly, I'm a bit tempted to just edit in a clip of Megan saying, "And Megan."
Anna.
Patrick.
Joe.
Sarah. Awesome. So last time we watched as Gon and Killua finally entered Great Island. They learned that this is going to be a game of life or death where the cards are the keys to their survival. This week we'll watch as they go deeper into
Okay, then it says intro at 107. Oh, also the pause was one of my notes, but now that we've handled that already.
Osu, and welcome to
Okay, cool. So that's just saying that's there. Let's see, so the pre-intro apparently starts at 30, so I can probably delete a bunch of this stuff, but I'll zoom back and try to see just analytically where the pre-intro ends. Okay, so at most the pre-intro will have ended here. So let's find out.
Podcast.com and patreon.com/spirithunterpod respectively.
Osu.
Okay, cool. So now I'm going to do what I did earlier by cutting this entire section and pasting it a little bit further forward. Okay. And there may have been a screwed up intro because I think maybe 2 takes were done, or I might be confusing with another time, so I'll listen and give it and see what happens.
Alrighty, we good to go?
Actually, I know that there was because I think the real one starts at 30.
You're listening to the Spirit Hunters on the Greenlit Podcast Network. Find out about our podcast brethren and how to join the new Discord group and support the show at greenlitpodcast.com and patreon.com/thespirithunters respectively.
Wait, no, that's the URL was wrong.
What did I say, Spirit Hunter Pod?
You said the Spirit Hunters.
Oh, the Spirit Hunter. Oh, oops. You're
Okay, so now I'm just going to find out how close that is exactly.
listening to.
Okay, and let me see if I can get rid of the breathe
You're
in.
listening
Mostly. I will increase this so I can kind of try to find where. Yeah, okay, so if I go just a little bit further forward, we'll be good. Wish I was using a real mouse as opposed to. Fuck it, I'll just zoom in.
You're listening to.
Okay, cool. That's good. And so what I'll do is I'll go up to this next line so that I can more easily select all. And then I will select all and go back to the beginning. Cool. We'll delete that. Okay, and now we have them in segments. Now I'm going to do a fun little thing where I'm going to make the ad and then delete the ad and then re-import the ad. And this isn't necessarily how I think you need to do this, but this is how I do this. So previously I've integrated, well, I'm also going to get the music. So let me pull in the music first, honestly. So I'm going to open up another Audacity window you guys aren't going to see. And I don't think this is how I have you guys doing it, but because I have the original project, so it's slightly different, so I don't have to download it from the internet. But let me just open that up real quick and then bring it in. Oh, motherfucker, that's not what I asked it to do. Also, I just realized that I full screened it, so that's probably gonna do some weird shit. Let's hope the video's not fucked up. Okay, so I just hit copy from the other one, and I'm now going to create a new track. So track, add new, mono track, and I'm going to label this like music and ads. Okay, so it integrated that. I'm going to play that real quick. I'm going to hit the solo button so I can just hear it by itself real quick. Okay, yeah, you get the idea. So I'm going to work on lining this up later, because first I'm going to generate the audio track. I'm going to save, just because, like, yeah, I don't want to lose all this shit. Okay, so now I have the... Oh, yeah, I also got to bring in the ad intro and outro, the ad break. Okay, so I'm going to create another track which is temporary. So, not even going to give it a name. Okay, and then I'm going to pull in the other two tracks. So, import audio. It's going to be in downloads. Downloads. Oh, wait, fuck. Went too far. Okay, so downloads. Okay. I only take one at a time because sometimes it gets fucked up if you try getting both at once. Okay, so that's Casual Magic. And then I'm going to import another. There's some construction going on in this building, which makes this annoying. You can get Nice Games Club.
Doing this in
Oh, and then it started playing for some reason. I'm going to do a track, stereo track to mono, just because that's how we're dealing with this. We're not really doing something that needs stereo here. Okay. So separating this out a little bit. What we're going to do is we're going to align it such that basically the speaking happens as the other one's decrescendoing. And like this is just rough. I'll definitely check this once I've done it, but this is how I start things out. And that's really pissing me off. Okay, and now what I'm going to do is I'm going to mute everything except for those ones just to hear them real quick. Or not solo, mute. Okay. Now I'm going to go down here and just give this a little... Oh, wait. Would have been bad to have the music on too.
Welcome to Casual Magic, the show where we...
Okay, that's maybe a bit too close. Normally I like them being close, but that has like a little intro on it. So I might pull that a little bit back so it's the decrescendo of the decrescendo, because notice how there's a tiered one there.
Welcome to Casual Magic, the show where we explore the fun side of Magic the Gathering.
Okay, so now I'm going to pull this way and give this a
Come
little...
along and play.
Ellen, in 15 seconds, what is Nice Games Club?
It's our game dev podcast. Steven, help!
game mechanics.
Okay, so that one's okay, and then I will put this over here. And that works. Now what I will do is I will take these and get all of them, and I'm going to go to export selected audio, which is, notice, is a very different option than export audio. From here, I'm going to export to here and just export it as ads. This is already in a directory that I have set up for this. So I typically just remove all information here just so that it just goes based on the title, because this is not really something that's going to ever be public facing. Okay, so now I have that out, and now I'm going to kill all these. Like the three at the bottom, none of the others. Okay, I'm going to... Now I've re-enabled everything. Now I'm going to re-import the exported audio as like one single track. Oh, what the fuck? Did I export to... Oh, does it not? Yeah, that makes sense. Okay, so it doesn't like taking in MP3 files, but it can. So I'll just set it for MP3. The reason being that it likes non-compressed files like WAV and etc. But yeah. Okay, so now it's there. And now basically it's just a question of placing this, this, and this in the proper places to align with everything. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to switch to this tool, move this here. I'm going to move this between tracks because, again, I don't really... Why is that? Okay, so I'm going to move this between tracks, and I'm going to get rid of this. So we've kept it to just the speaking and then one music track. This makes it a lot easier for a lot of reasons. Like, obviously, if you're doing like a more complicated flow, you can do more than this, but this is my suggestion for keeping it as simple as possible. And so now it just becomes a question of just aligning things properly. So going here, and I'm going to minimize these, and then just line with... Wait, why is Hannah's voice here? Oh shit, did I cut her os? Yeah, I think I did. Okay. Well, I'm gonna correct that now. Thankfully, that's pretty clean. Wow. Sorry, guys. Okay. I guess you get to see some surgery, which may or may not be helpful for you guys. You know, there's a better way of doing this. Okay, so now I'm just going to move this towards this, and hopefully it will be contiguous. If it is, then we're good, but... Okay, it is. And then you can just basically touch this seam, and it will just stitch them together. Which is actually something that I find annoying normally, but it's definitely nice here. Okay, and so now... I'm going to get rid of all this dead space on this one because we don't really need it. Although that probably won't be on the version you guys have because it's an MP3 that I uploaded, but you get the idea. So Patrick is the important track here because he's the only one speaking here. So I'm going to zoom in, and from here I will try to line things up a bit more. So basically... This is a case where you're going to want to try not to use the auto lock it has, just because like you're trying to line up jaggedly. So, let's see.
Podcast.com and patreon.com/spirithunterpod, respectively.
That works. Okay. Notice how there are two tiers of drop off. There's one decrescendo here and there's one decrescendo here. I like having os come in like during that, and then like have the rest of it just carry through naturally, and then we'll see what happens. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take these, well, let me get a tighter bound on that or else we'll have a problem lining it up. So like this, get a bit closer, move it, and then from there, okay, so Hannah's the first one who comes in, so I'm going to zoom her in and only her, and I'm going to get closer and see what happens. Okay. Now I gotta be careful that this doesn't hit the other side or else we'll start dragging that too. So from here, let's start listening and then see what we get.
Osu, and welcome to Season 2, Episode...
Okay, this is a judgment call, but you can move it a little bit such that the decrescendo happens as she's saying it so it doesn't seem as obvious. But we'll see. Okay, cool. And then from there, we go to the next break area. Oh, well, we're going to have to move that, but yeah, you get the idea. So you can do kind of coarse movements right now, like push this past the break, push this to the break, and then now I will go to the break and try to figure this situation out. It shouldn't be too bad, like at all. Okay. Mine's the one that's important there because it's the last one speaking, so I'm going to zoom it, should be. Yeah, let's give it a try.
Welcome to Cash.
Okay. So now, taking these. Let me get that closer. I'm so sorry about the background noise, guys. Okay, so Hannah's the most important voice here.
Alright, so
Notice how it still looks like there's a lot of volume to that, but there's really not. That's just like how it is, like quote unquote objectively, but to human ears, it's not because it's decrescendoing.
alright, so we're gonna talk about episode.
It can still be moved a little bit, but I'm just emphasizing the fact that it's really not that loud.
Alright, so we're gonna talk about.
Cool. Okay. And with that done, we're going to go to the last one, and then we will be Gucci. Okay. I'll try to remember where my edit spot on this one is. I think it's probably right here, but let me check. I think that's the case, but let's see. Let's see how it sounds. So, Sarah's the last one speaking there. So let's see.
Please just give us a review and that'll show it to them. But anyways, send us a link, your Discord username, and enough evidence to connect them both, and we've got you. Finally, heads up, today's outro music was made by Studio Mega on.
You know, this one,
as always,
maybe that's not accurate here.
YouTube, Twitter, and most importantly, iTunes.
Okay, so I misremembered on this one. The edit point is actually here. Okay, so
Outro music was made by Studio Mega Ane, as always, and check them out on YouTube, Twitter, and most importantly, iTunes. I forget if I mentioned this previously, but our intro music is actually from the Greed Island OVA intro. Anyways, see y'all on the other side.
Okay, so you get the idea. So I'm going to check volume now. I think I had mentioned that I had previously done compression. And compression, let me just show you all the settings, because I know that's been an issue before. But basically, if you're just here, and then you go to Effect, and you go to Compressor, these are the settings I have. Threshold -20 dB, noise floor -40, ratio 2:1, attack time 0.2, release time 1.0. What I'm going to tell you, this is specifically important, is enable both makeup gain for 0 dB after compressing and compress based on peaks. Like, those are honestly the two most important things, and they should be at the top. Like, the other parts are important, but in a sliding scale way. Like, these determine so much of everything, but for some reason they're like relegated to the bottom, which is terrible. Okay, so with all that now, I'm going to export. So I'm gonna, okay, I guess the save project is fine. So export audio, and now this is going to be the real season 2, episode 47. And here I have a template, so I'm going to load the template. And you can create your own template, it really doesn't matter, because this honestly gets mangled by what Podiant does on purpose. But this is for my own sake when I'm archiving in our Google Drive. So notice how the last time I saved was 45, so I'm going to change that to 47. Change this to 47. I have the... I don't know why this comes up. I'll probably remove that just because that doesn't really feel relevant. So I'm going to save that. I'm going to save it as the appropriate template. And yeah, I know it exists. I'm literally saving over it. Okay, so okay. It's going to export. I do this at 64 kilobytes per second. I know that's been a point of contention, but with like how long this is, I'd prefer it kind of be at this level because we're not doing music. Like if we were doing music, I get it, but generally it's one of us talking at a time. So that's pretty much it. I mean, I'll show uploading and stuff. I would really like it if you guys just had a bookmark to our drive, just because I know people have kind of asked me where files are. They're always just in that drive. So just bookmark the drive and then don't worry about it after that. Once this is done, yeah. Then I'll upload it. Oh, I guess you guys can't see the upload anyway, so I'll just end the stream now.